Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I'm just bringing you a replay from the old Russia StarCraft League, the FXOLoWeLy RSL. Now, originally I got in on this gig by casting it in Chinese, but I figured I would go ahead and do a recast of it in English. This game stood out from the others, and I believe I casted this one on, let me think, today's Saturday, so Saturday the, let's see here, the 16th, so I believe I casted this one for Thursday, the 14th of February 2013, and this one for some strange reason stuck out in my mind among the others. I'm not entirely sure why. It must have had some like really top-notch action, to say the very least, which is why I probably saved it. Anywho, this game, you know, I mean, come on guys, the players. Do I really have to give them their intros? Over here, spawning as the Terran in the blue trunk, so good that all he has to do is kill his own command center to beat Greg Fields, aka Idra. It's none other than AcerMMA! And in the upper right hand corner, spawning as a very strong Zerg, it's none other than FXOLoWeLy. Now, here's the funny thing about FXO. I actually have no clue what their name stands for. It looks like we have a particularly early pool going down by loWeLy. Yeah, I remember that's one thing that stood out about this game, the very strong opener he had. And I won't say more than that. I'll just try and pick it up as things go along and progress. But anywho, we do have the drone moving out here from loWeLy. And basically he's just going down here to the southeast position, making sure that MMA isn't right there. Of course, he sees a neutral supply depot, and that's the one thing that always got me about this map. It's like, neutral supply depots that are not, if you will, burrowed, or put down, or whatever you want to call it, lowered. Anywho, we got 6 lings going out here, and what do you know, from MMA we actually have, oh no, this is not good for MMA. He actually went command center first, and it looks like he's following it up with a barracks. Now, given the timing of the pool that we saw, I want to say it was probably a 10 pool, maybe a 9 pool. And now we're just waiting for these links to get to their appropriate position. They do catch the SCV going back there. Just Cha Jia Guo, as the Chinese see, but oh my god, that's already 100 minerals lost for MMA. Because he did just have to cancel that, and that's 150 now. Let's just check this out real quick. Yeah, the Lings, they're just trying to be annoying is all they're really trying to do. This is not supposed to be game ending by any means. Trying to get the supply depot. If you can get that, that would actually be quite good. But no, MMA is coming back. You know, it's that Korean micro. Oh, and the Lings are trapped and surrounded. But wait, 2 more Lings show up to the party. And they do get an SCV that was forced to put a supply depot here. And, like, I don't know. How's the MMA gonna follow this up? Anywho, let's check the resources lost. All in all, I don't know. It's like, it's hard to describe. There's so much in-depth analytical stuff that we have to go into about this. But long story short, it looks like MMA lost a lot from this. 6 units. Of course, he did have to cancel his expo. Very good. And we have loWeLy already getting his expo like 70% finished. Good follow-up from him, and if we check the worker count right now, he's slightly ahead. If he did not make that extra pair of, or that extra triplet set of Lings, if you will, then he would actually be ahead in workers significantly, but at the same time, that's a bit more dangerous to do. He wouldn't have control of the map, and he wouldn't be able to see just what his opponent's trying to do, or how his opponent is trying to follow this up. But now he has a perfectly good read on what he's doing, just making more Marines, a few more, not maxing out on Marines, if you will. But no, loWeLy, what are you doing? You're not paying attention to your Lings here. Ooh, and we have the 1 Ling that gets away with 1 HP. Now 2. Alright, and just what is loWeLy gonna do to follow this up, I wonder? Okay, well, he's already getting gas. And, let's see here. Metabolic boost. Is that going to be his first choice, I wonder? He's already spent 150 minerals on something else. Is that another queen in production? Yes. It would appear so. 3 queen opener. Interesting. Alright, the Marines just moving out to kind of get a good read on the map. Control it just a teensy bit. Figure out what's going on. And it's actually, I don't know. I would say it's kind of a good thing they didn't go in, but never mind. That's reading too much into it. Okay, third queen's already here. Metabolic boost on the way, about 40% finished. Hatchery not quite being upgraded into a layer just yet, but there's nothing else to spend that gas on, really. I mean, there's only two things you can do with 100 gas on hatch tech in Wings of Liberty, and that is go to layer tech. Well, there's also, you could also upgrade melee missiles and carapace, but I mean, considering he doesn't have evolution chambers down just yet. And speaking of down, we did just see MMA put his orbital down. But yeah, interesting. We finally have layer about 50% done now. I should really check the production tab a teeny bit more. Evolution chambers now on the way. And there's one Marine waiting here patiently. No kills on him, which means he hasn't actually he hasn't actually found any drones moving in to take an expo. Ling's moving into position just as the Marine is moving out of the way. Interesting. Alright, so what's going on here? Do we have any drones here? No, we don't. So, the interesting part is, how are we going to see him follow this up? Infestation pit on the way. I guess there's the answer to my question. But we also have a Banshee on the way, so it looks like this late in the game, we actually have a 1-1-1 follow-up from AcerMMA. I don't want to say this is a terrible decision. You know, I'm certainly not the pro gamer, but I'm just wondering how much damage could he possibly do when his opponent has not only had that much of an opportunity to macro up, but also had the time to get the queens up, the time to get the detection up. Like, he doesn't have an overseer in production yet, but at the same time, he's got the means to destroy this Banshee, especially considering this Banshee cannot cloak. Alright, so here we go. The Ling's moving out, trying to take control of the map. And now, here we go. Banshee goes mono a mono with Mama here, as the Taiwanese call them, the Queen. And just what kind of economic damage will we see? Just one drone. One drone, and that's it. Okay. And now AcerMMA's, 4 Hellions there are basically ready to go. And we got a creep tumor on the way. Another creep tumor, another creep tumor, another creep tumor. And I want to say that Lowly, so far with what he has to work with, he's actually doing a very good job. And let's go look back at the main. This basically sets the story. This tells the story. He's going with a Marine tank composition. And there's a changeling on the way over here. Let's see. Oh, but the bunker spots it. He says, you couldn't fool me. You didn't have time to change into a Marine in time. Ha ha. Now here we go. The Hellions getting surrounded. They will spot the third. But, I'm sorry, I did misclick there by accident. They get shut down without basically killing anything. So, I mean, really what MMA used for map control, keyly speaking, killing creep, I don't think it really panned out. It didn't pay off in the end. And we have 2 Vikings out instead of just 1. Supply blocking Lowly. Let's see how many kills they got. 2 kills, wow. Bunker on the way, as well as the 3rd for MMA. MMA's 3rd command center has been done for a while now. It's just now finishing up and getting put down. As you can see, the first SCV it's been able to crank out has just been cranked out. Another SCV on the way. Distance cranking, if you will. And the Vikings are really trying to clear the skies, take control of everything. Ooh. This one, still 2 kills, I believe. Oh, but this one is about to get its first. Marines moving out, so MMA actually, I think somehow in all of this, he's managed to come back just a teeny bit. I don't know how to describe it, really. He does have a medevac dropout and on the way, so I'm going to try and keep a close eye on this. Not follow it necessarily the entire path, but yeah. And for the time being, if we check production, we see both players just steadily cranking out the their numbers. Infestors, lings, everything's in production. And now we have the Hive as well as the Spire on the way for Lowly. Banelings are also on the way. Now I am just a bit curious. He does not have speed yet. It's on the way, and actually very soon, in about 50 seconds, 40 seconds, we will actually see Lowly be able to one-hit workers with his Banelings. Medevac drop we saw earlier is getting ready to arrive at what appears to be the third base of FXOLoWeLy. So what are we going to see in retaliation, if anything? An Infestor is going into the third, and what are the Marines going to do here? It looks like they didn't even kill a single worker. They might have gotten away. They might have gotten away with just a teensy bit of damage done, but no. Here we go. Fourth base is actually under attack from the same medevac drop. Gets picked up and pulled away. But we have to see MMA be very careful with that medevac. Of course, there are infestors out, and as long as the infestors stay back, they're, basically in a lot of trouble. Fifth base now on the way for FXOLoWeLy. It looks like he was maybe under the assumption that he was going to lose his fourth. And there are a few Banelings and a handful of Zerglings here to take care of anything that comes his way. Excuse me, I do like that. And now the Infestor is actually throwing down a bunch of beach balls. That's meant to take care of the workers here. Is he going to get anything? What was 7 killed workers at the beginning of the game, I believe, is now getting turned into 14. Alright, so now we are getting into the mid-game, guys. Basically, like, it's been definitively the mid-game for about 5-6 minutes. But, ooh, man, that was a beautiful pickup by MMA. Alright, he lands the guys here, and he's gonna just try and figure out what on earth to do with them. Or, excuse me, what on ire to do with them. Assuming this is actually ire, beautiful fungal growth going down by MMA, and interestingly enough, he's got corruptors. Excuse me, beautiful fungal growth by Lowly. He's got corruptors, but does he have Greater Spire yet? Does he have one of those in production? He does. So, where are the Broodlords? Well, it looks like we do see those in production. We see the corruptors, but we don't see any Vikings. Alright, now, kind of have a teensy bit of a skirmish here, basically kind of trying to take control of the map. MMA is really aiming to, oh my god. He's basically really aiming to clear out some creep, nothing more, nothing less, and I'm sorry, there's something that's just not going the way I want it to right here. Control W, that's just not working, and now there's a double medevac drop going down in the main. It looks like the Spore Crawler got one of the medevacs just before they shut it down, and now we got a huge engage in the main armies, between the two main armies, but now another medevac drop going down right here, unless it was the same one that picked up and lifted up, lifted off and went over here. Beautiful move by AcerMMA, really showing his control, his constraint, everything in between. But now he's killed all the creep tumors, and he's got to find the will, the effort to move forward. If not, try and throw away some supply and tech up to something else. He doesn't have any Vikings out and on the way. I mean, he knows that his opponent has Corruptors. He should know that his opponent has the ability to make Broodlords, but hang on, this is the nasty engagement. Oh my god. Banelings are charging forward, connecting with kind of the wrong thing, but it just doesn't matter because there's so much Zerg here. It doesn't matter what it connects with. Bunker is gonna fall here inevitably. I mean, just so many lings. They get a full surround on it. Are they 3-3 yet? They are 3-3. Do they have adrenal glands? They do. Weapon speed is 0.59. And now that orbital command was forced to lift off, and all these corruptors are over here doing damage to it while the lings are chasing down the workers. It just isn't looking good for MMA at all. Just even a teeny bit. I don't think he's gonna be able to come back from this. I mean, this is basically game-ending damage that's just been dealt on MMA. Here we go. His last two tanks, it looks like, sieged up here on the ramp. And he has a scan going down, but I'm not entirely sure what the point of that was. Just to make sure that his opponent's main army wasn't out in front of him. Here we go. Amazingly enough, that orbital command was not destroyed, and now here we go. This is a huge engagement that MMA did not want to deal with, and here it is. Corruptors are over his main army, and it looks like he's actually using the Corruptors just to, and by he I mean Lowly, just using the Corruptors to snipe his opponent's Medivacs. He doesn't really need Broodlords at this stage. All of the Lings, all of the Infestors, and basically all of the ground DPS that he has, you know, if he really needed something to kill his opponent, he could make Banelings, and now the Lings are just into the main. I don't see any coming back, and now there it is. GG from AcerMMA with a Medivac drop going down to the main that did snipe the Hive. MMA just holding on for dear life, sort of. He just, you know, I guess he thought that if he got the Hive, he would be, you know, he'd be winning, but he'd have to fight off 3 times his own supply. Alright guys, if you guys liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the follow button, the subscribe button on my channel, if you will. It should be right here, all the way in the, here, let me see here, let me move that, forget it. Just hit the red subscribe button, anyway. Go ahead and add me as a friend, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and follow my Twitch channel as well. I play lots of League of Legends as well as StarCraft. So yeah, this has been Breaker. Thanks for watching. Tune in. Good luck. Have fun.